there everyone, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. I have decided to make this beautiful video on getting to know me, Miss Machiste, as well as introducing and bringing in Archangel Metatron to my channel. I am very drawn to him as an archangel to help me on this path, and I feel the need to do a special reading for all Starseeds and lightworkers out there that are on my channel. I don't really know how many of you are on my channel because I haven't really done spiritually focused readings. So this will be a very interesting video to see how this does on my channel, because I would love to meet fellow Starseeds and fellow light workers as well. So comment below if you do resonate with that, and I would love to meet all of you. So I am going to do a special reading with Archangel Metatron after I tell you my story and how I got on this spiritual journey. I have a couple decks that I started off with and all of that fun stuff. So basically, I feel like I started this journey around like 3-4 years ago, and I wasn't drawn to anything. I never went out of my way to get a tarot deck. I never went out of my way to buy a crystal. My sister ended up getting into tarot, crystals, palmistry, all of that kind of stuff on her own, and she ended up just buying me things, and she'd be like, oh, here, I got you this from the store. I got you this huge sparkly amethyst from the store. So I was just like, wow, this is awesome. Like, thanks. Like, these are beautiful. But on my own, I didn't feel necessarily called towards anything. And even when she was getting me these crystals, it didn't really do anything for me. I just put them on the shelf, and I just thought they were cute and beautiful. But time went on, and I started watching YouTube tarot readings, just like y'all do. And then I started to read tarot for myself. So I got myself a tarot deck, and I was like, all right, well, I'm so curious about my love life. I want to pick tarot. I want to read tarot, or whatever I thought I was doing before, on my love life. So I really just got a tarot deck because I was curious of what was going to happen to me in my love life. It wasn't really that like I wanted to connect to spirit, or I wanted to do this, or I wanted to do that. I was just curious of what was going to happen to me in my love life through the tarot. I would literally pull cards of what was going to happen multiple times throughout the day. So I ended up understanding the cards through my own life experience, because I was so focused on the tarot giving me the answer of what was this person was going to act towards me next, or who I was going to meet next, or I really would only ask about specific people in my life. And I really was astonished by the way the tarot works and how it goes to your life. And I ended up really understanding a lot of things, and without realizing, I was intuitively reading tarot without understanding that I wasn't just reading the meanings of the cards. I was intuitively picking up on the cards' meanings. So, honestly, that's how I started with tarot. Like, it wasn't anything other than I was curious about my love life. And I still didn't really work with spirit. I didn't do anything like that. I was just curious. And I'm going to let you know, for some of you who do have a tarot deck and do that, curiosity does kill the cat. So I'm just going to tell you that. That was my experience. I rarely read for myself anymore, but I guess that was just the way I had to start. So anyways, moving through, my life started changing drastically. Things started happening. My life was always very weird from since I can remember. The most important and prominent childhood experience that was I feel as though spiritually connected now without me realizing it before. I'm just going to tell you this story because maybe some of you have had this same experience. So, from the age of maybe like 11 to 15, I was getting these sort of night terror attacks where I would lay down in bed and I would fall asleep. And then I would wake up out of nowhere and my eyes wouldn't be focused. Like my eyes wouldn't be, you know how sometimes like your eyes, when you first turn off the light, your eyes need to adjust to the lighting. So my eyes wouldn't adjust. So my eyes weren't adjusting and I would wake up within seconds, look around, and I couldn't see anything. So I felt as though I was trapped somewhere. So I would get up out of my bed and I would bang on the walls and bang on the windows and the doors, trying to find a knob to get out, trying to find a way out of my room, open a window, smack through a screen. I was just looking for a way out. And this probably happened to me from the age of 11 to the age of around 15. This probably happened to me around like, I would say about 20 times. Every time was different. Not all of the times were extreme. Some of the times I found the way out very fast. And I didn't have that much of a panic attack. Other times I couldn't find the doorknob as quickly as other moments. And the freak out and the panic attack would last longer and get heavier. And, you know, I don't know what was going on. I had no idea, but I just knew that something was happening to me when I went to sleep. So I actually had a fear of sleeping. I had a fear of actually sleeping at other people's homes because I can't find a way out of my own room. Imagine the embarrassment and the fear at another person's house. So, that was just something that happened to me in my childhood that really, really, really caused me to have extreme fear and trauma. And that's like one of the biggest things. And nobody did anything to me. Nobody physically abused me or verbally or anything along those lines. But there was something that there was some fear of at night time. I don't know what I was doing in my dream state or what my higher self was doing or my soul or whatever the case may be, but that was what happened to me. So basically, it stopped happening. And one of the worst times it happened was when I actually ripped a mirror off of the back of my door and everything ended to be like, it was just dramatics that night, you know, and then my family started realizing, you know, like something's wrong here. There's like some sort of issue. So a lot of nighttime childhood issues that I had, a lot of things that happened at night. So I never really realized that, you know, nighttime was when, you know, you're feeling more emotional and you're feeling more close to the other side in some cases, you know, like sometimes like people are scared of nighttime because they think like that's when the spirits come out. They come out at all times of the day. Now I've realized, now that I am now on this journey. But basically, I don't know if anybody's had any similar childhood traumatic event like that. Like it lasted a while and it was pretty fearful for me. And I'll never forget it. And so basically I knew there was some sort of indication of the nighttime. I just had no idea what it was going to be. So my life moved on. I got older and older and older and older and older. And my grandfather was dying. He went into surgery. There were surgery malfunctions and he ended up being very close to passing on. He was just being held on by like fluids and medications, whatever the case may be. Not really that awake either. He was kind of not conscious for a lot of the times. But this is when everything started to like move quick. So all of a sudden, my grandfather, he was dying. And the night before he died, I had a dream of him, and I was in the hospital with him. He was laying on his hospital bed. I was on the side of his bed holding his hand, and he was telling me something. I remember it vividly, like a movie, but I couldn't remember what he told me. I couldn't remember, but I know he was talking very sweetly, very nicely, and very compassionate, caring, all of that other stuff. But I had no idea what words he specifically said. Next day, he's about to pass on, and, it was very difficult for me. I had just seen him in my dream. So that's when I knew that something was off. I'm like, no. I was like, I saw him in my dream. He hasn't even been conscious for days. And I saw him in my dream, and then he died the next day. So it was just mind-blowing to me. I couldn't believe it. And then I started paying attention to my dreams. So I started to write down my dreams. From that moment on, I'm like, there's something in the nighttime dream state. Something is going on when I go to sleep. And I already knew that from when I was younger. Yet it came through differently. It came through in a fearful way. But now when I grew older and older and older, and my grandfather made himself known, I truly, truly, truly knew that there was something going on in the dream state. I need to start writing these down. Very strong indication, write your dreams down no matter what. Even if you think that you don't have dreams that mean something, they do. Your dreams are never going to happen exactly how they happen in your dream, but there will be one thing out of that dream that you must pay attention to. And it may just be that the sidewalk was green. Maybe you had the worst nightmare in the world, but you remember that the sidewalk was green in your dream. That's what you need to remember. So stuff like that. Anyways, I ended up writing my dreams down, and they started to come true in my life, in my 3D. Like I'm saying, not in the same way, but honestly, for the first year, they were not very far off. They weren't. They were pretty spot on. I actually had this is when I believed, but I believed because I saw my grandfather, and then I believed because I saw that my dreams were happening in the 3D. But you always have that little thing in the back of your mind, and you're just like, oh, maybe it's a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence, and I know that now. So, the funniest part, I guess it doesn't sound funny, but now it's funny to me. So I actually had a boyfriend at the time, and I had a dream that he broke up with me. And I remember what he said in the dream, breaking up with me. Y'all, he said the exact sentence to me in real life that he said to me in the dream. The way he broke up with me in my dream, a couple weeks later, he ended up breaking up with me in the same sentence. The same sentence he said. I was like, oh crap. This means something a lot more than I think it means. And it was so interesting because once I realized that spirit was around me 24/7, the breakup was like nothing. I was like, all right, well, what the heck are they doing in my dreams? You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, I was heard about it. Yeah, I guess. It was only a couple months relationship. But man, that was crazy. It was awesome. I thought it was awesome. It didn't feel awesome at the time, but I think it was awesome now that I look back and think about it, because wow, I knew the exact sentence he was going to say to me without actually knowing that was actually going to be how he did it. Anyways, that is my story, that I started getting into the spiritual life through really being called from my dream state. And I guess I've been being called since I've been like very young, but I took it as fear in the dream state instead of magnificence, if that makes sense. But I guess I didn't know when I was young, obviously. But basically, I started having precognitive dreams, which means that you dream of future events. And each and every one of us are capable of having precognitive dreams. You just have to come to the consciousness realization that they're not just dreams. So, after having a lot of dreams, I guess since I was so curious with the tarot about my love life, I kept getting dreams about my love life. I kept seeing all the people that were interested in me in my dreams, what they were going to do, if they were going to be good for me, if they were going to be bad for me. And then my dreams started to change. They started to become more interesting to the fact where I can tell that spirit was trying to make me figure out more things. And then they weren't always about my love life. And then I started having dreams about when people would pass on. So, I had a dream of a funeral. A couple weeks later, my uncle passed away. I've had dreams of indications of people passing on, or somebody telling me in my dream that somebody is going to pass on. A couple of days later, somebody I know or multiple people that I've known pass on. It's not something I'm actually happy about. That part is not something that I'm like, ooh, that was cool. I definitely don't think that way about that. But I came to the realization that I'm not just a tarot reader. My fifth dimensional state has showed me that I'm not just a tarot reader. I am somebody that helps people grieve when they lose someone. I'm somebody that's going to help people live their lives with their truest potential, their highest truth, and who they are meant to be. So it's not just tarot to me. It's guidance. It's loving guidance and wonderful, beautiful journey that we could all share on. So I really have really moved from just being curious about my love life to not even caring about that, and to being a full-on focus to guide and help people connect to their highest self, but also connect to their passed on loved ones, to connect to their passed on spirit guides, or their spirit guides who are just their guides and their angels. You know, some of our passed on loved ones become our spirit guides. So I've actually have a lot of encounters with my passed on loved ones in the 3D. All the time I get signs from them. I am going to do a series of how to connect to your passed on loved ones, how to unlock them more in your 3D so they feel more easily accessible to give you signs. And also, I recently just spent a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of energy on figuring out who my spirit guides are and what their names are. So I do know that my grandfather that I saw in my dream has become one of my spirit guides. But I have recently just met my spirit guide about 3 or 4 months ago, my masculine prominent spirit guide named Anthony. And I have just met my feminine spirit guide like last week, and her name is May. So I'm going to try to do some sort of, like, how I figured that out was not easy. You know, you have to look for the signs outwardly to you. But I'm not going to get too much on that because this video will be like 1,000 hours long. So I can talk forever. And I'm going to tell y'all why I can talk forever. So I'm going to show y'all. So these are the crystals that I have. I don't have many crystals. I have more, but I know a lot of people are into crystals and stuff like that. I do feel like crystals help you with energy. But, ooh, this is the new crystal that I just got too, which is so funny that it would fall. And I only get crystals that I'm really drawn to. And I actually got this crystal because if you can see it back here, it kind of looks dark. But if you get very close to it, you can see the light. I forgot what this is called, but the meaning of this crystal is to help you find the light when you seem as though there's only darkness around you. And that's who I feel like I am supposed to be. Somebody who helps people find the light when they feel as though it's only darkness. In whatever aspect. When they feel dark with work, when they feel dark with someone passing on, or with a family member, or with a love situations. I want to help people see the light. So, I am going to do the Archangel Metatron reading very, very soon. But I am going to show y'all, these are the 2 decks I started off with. This is my first Rider White deck. You can see it's like super worn out. And then you have my new deck, which is like beautiful. This is the showing of the energy that was put into it. And how much energy was put into this deck. Especially this one. So my first 2 decks I started off with was this Psychic Tarot for the Heart and the Rider White. I am very picky on tarot Rider White cards that are not the original. So I did just get the Light Seers Tarot, which I am going to start using in my videos. But I just am like, I have some attachment to the Rider White. And it really just does something for me. But if you are interested in tarot, I definitely would recommend y'all getting this deck. I know you see me use it. If you are one of the OGs of Miss Machiste, you know I used these in the Instagram free readings when I first started my Instagram page. So definitely get those. They do go with the Rider White. The interpretations are like a little bit different, not really that different. It's just focused more around how you're going to feel and your heart. I do have the Starseed Oracle as well that we are going to pull from for whomever is watching this video. These are my favorite things to have, the selenite sticks. If you are looking for a crystal that's going to help you release negative energy, these selenite sticks grasp your negative energy like amazingly. I love them. So I'm going to do a little bit of about me very, very quickly, just to explain to you guys why I am the way I am, and how I read and talk. So I do have, my sun is in Pisces, my moon and Mars is in Leo, my rising is in Aries, and my Mercury and Venus are in Aquarius. So this is kind of like the rundown of my chart. You know, you could look at the Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and all that, but my sun is in Pisces, my moon and my Mars is in Leo. This is what I want to point out here, because I know some of y'all, when you watch my videos, you may think I talk really fast. This is the Aries rising that talks really quickly. And my Mars in Leo, that makes me talk very excitingly. So I know some of y'all hear me like, being excited, or sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, or, you know, I'm in the reading. I'm not boringly reading for you. I am in your vibes. I am in your energy. So I'm going to feel how the reading is going. So at some moments I may be excited. At some moments I may be a little bit, why is this happening? Or why is this frustrating? And that's the Leo. I feel like it's the Leo. I feel like it's the Aries as well. The Aries makes me very impulsive. So that helps. The Aries rising helps with my intuition, because it helps me pick up on messages very, very quickly. But the Mars in Leo is why I am excited. Is why I am outwardly excited by the readings that are happening for y'all. Because honestly, if it's an exciting reading, I'm going to be excited. Why am I going to be bored with it? I'm not going to like do that. Like, that's just boring. So that's just why I am the way I am. My moon in Leo, I really feel like is the prominent factor to why I precognitive dream. I do feel like a lot of people precognitive dream, but I've met fellow Leo moons that also have dreamt of passed on loved ones, so that's been pretty cool. The sun in Pisces is extremely prominent for my intuition, I feel. I love being a Pisces. I really do. It's just sometimes sometimes when I'm very outward person. So sometimes I feel a lot more like a Leo than a Pisces. Or a lot more like an Aries than a Pisces. But the Pisces creeps in a lot of the times, you know, wanting to be alone, wanting the solitude, wanting to be lovable, and all of that stuff. And then the beautiful, wonderful Mercury in Aquarius comes in when I do the readings, and I can think about 1,000 different scenarios. So sometimes when I do the readings, I may be all over the place, and I blame the Mercury in Aquarius with the Mars in Leo, because these are the opposites of one another, Leo and Aquarius. So my chart is a bit contradicting. So my Mercury in Aquarius can think of 1,000 million ways that something can happen. And my Mars in Leo is going to jump back and forth, back and forth, back and forth by this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. So I do try to do my readings in storylines, so y'all are not like super confused with what I'm saying. So my Venus in Aquarius, you know, that's like the love factor of things. My Venus in Aquarius comes in handy a lot, especially because my moon is in Leo, and I feel those lion emotions. But then my Venus of my loving planet is in Aquarius, which makes me, I am extremely, see, I just did it. I said makes me, I didn't finish the sentence, and then I talked about something else. That's the Mercury in Aquarius jumping from all different sort of aspects, and the Mars in Leo that can't sit still. That's just what it is. The Aries rising does something to everything. So I am extremely intrigued by the sign of Aquarius. I love all of my placements, and I love all zodiac signs. I can tell you my favorite things about every zodiac sign. But Aquarius just has this interesting aspect to me where I really do feel like it helps me a lot. And I'm just so intrigued by the sign of Aquarius. I do feel like Aquarius is probably my top 3 most intriguing, interesting signs that I feel. But yeah, so that is why I read the way I read, with however I am theatrical or whatever the case may be, and possibly sometimes all over the place, but I do try to put it in some sort of structure for y'all for it to be easily understanding. So let's get into the readings. And first I'm going to do a Rider-Waite spread here quickly before my Metatron energy comes through. So I'm just going to do a example spread of how I read. So I don't take flyers. I do not take flyers because they don't tell me to. That's just plain and simple. They will give me an indication to take a card if I, for example, I know y'all probably have seen this happen if you are in my channel. Sometimes I'll cut the deck and one card will stay there, and if I can't pick it up and put it back in, if it's giving me a problem, it's meant to be in the reading and I will take it out. If the card flies, let's see if I can get a card to fly here. Of course, now nothing's flying. So if a card flies when I'm shuffling, usually within the first 0.2 seconds, I'll know if it's meant to be in the reading, and usually it's not. There has been one time where I did hear them say, take it And it was in the Virgo reading, and they scared me so heavily when they said it, or whoever, my spirit guides, whoever was telling me that in my intuition to take it, the way it was said, like, scared me to the point where I literally, like, threw the card. I was like, oh my God, they said to take the card. And it was just wild. So, basically, if they don't tell me to do it, they don't tell me to do it. Please do not, think that I'm doing it on purpose because I saw the card and I don't like what it was. Trust me, I don't know what the cards are going to be when they get cut, you know? So when I do the reading, so what I'll do is I will cut the deck into 3. Sometimes I'll put down the 3rd pile, sometimes I will not. But the middle pile is usually the pile that goes on top for me most of the time. So I usually do, I'll do a 6 card here. So I'll show y'all how I read. I'm not going to read this, okay? But, so I will read across, like it goes, like this, right? But I also read up and down. That's just the way they have intuitively guided me to read the cards. And it gives me the insight and the clarity needed, and it's easily for me. I can read it across, and up and down, and then, you know, so I'll clarify, right? So I will read this together sometimes. Queen of Wands with the Page of Swords. I'll take them together, and I know some of y'all, if you have watched my channel, you've seen me do that. So then I'll clarify, right? And then I'll get another 6 on top. Sometimes I'll use another deck. Sometimes I'll use the same deck. If I do feel the need to continuously clarify, I will grab the other Rider White to see if anything doubles up. So we have the cards coming out. So now I'll read them in pairs, okay? So now I'll read them with their pair that they're coming out with. But I will also continuously read what has come up above it or below it. So, like I would read the Queen of Wands with the Page of Swords, I would also read it like this as well. So, that's how I can come up with all... Maybe that's the Aquariusness that helps me. And we do have the Aquarius star right here. But I'll even take them all and say, all right, well, the Queen of Wands over the Hierophant with the, like, you're just going to get a lot of messages, a lot of insight, and that's just how they want me to read. So, up and down and across is how I read. Once more, I do not read reversals. The reason why I do not read reversals is because there are enough negative cards in the tarot that if your story or your energy is chaotic, negative, or challenging or conflicted, they will tell me. I don't need to have the reversal to know. There are enough tarot cards in the deck for there to be a somewhat not great scenario happening for you. But the reason why I read upright as well is because I don't want you to stay on the negative. I want to give you the guidance, the clarity, and the insight to turn your what seems conflicted, what seems challenging scenario or experience for you into a positive. So when I do read upright only, for me as a reader, it is easier for me to guide you into how to change this negative scenario into a positive for yourself. I am not focused on telling y'all that something's over, this is ending, and this is going to be the worst time of your life. No. There's always a positive. And that's why I showed y'all this, of why I was drawn to this. There's always light within the dark, even when it doesn't seem to be. So that's why I read upright, because my goal is to give you a way out of it if it's negative. My goal is to give you a way to turn it into a positive. And say it's so conflicted and it's so challenging for you, I'm going to help you overcome it internally within yourself. Because that's where all of it starts, is within you. So that's why I read the way I read. There you go. Okay, so let's get into it. Metatron time. Metatron, Metatron, Metatron. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for giving me the I guess you could say the okay. I mean, like, I do not put this in readings. I feel very special about this deck, where I kind of like am like very picky with where I read this for. I have put it in some personal readings, but that's only when he calls me to put it in. But he has called to me to do this video and to share my story. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's some of my subscribers who can relate to the story, but I got some intuitive insight from him specifically to do this reading. So, for my Starseeds, for my light workers, for my fellow earth angels, let's see what Archangel Metatron has for y'all. So, Archangel Metatron is our archangel who was once one of us. He was a human. So he knows what it's like to deal with human emotions. He knows what it's like to deal with human challenges, human conflicts, all of those type of things. So Archangel Metatron, he knows what it's like to be us. He is our divine teacher. Archangel Metatron was one of the only archangels so far that has made themselves known to me in the 3D. I definitely feel as though it was him who landed on my windowsill the night that I was searching for tarot decks, because all of a sudden I found all the tarot decks I wanted to get. The oracle decks, whatever the case may be. So he really helped me specifically one night when I was like up till like 3 o'clock in the morning searching for these tarot decks that I've seen on YouTube videos. And that night, the first deck that I found was his. So I knew that it was him. And from that moment on, I started learning. And things started to become very easily for me to pick up on and learn right from that moment on. So definitely tap into some Archangel Metatron energy if y'all haven't already. So let's see what he has for us. All right. Okay, we have priorities, building blocks for life. We also have authentic self. Who are you? And we have communication. Speak up and be heard. We also have, ooh, gold, the cup of replenishment. That would indicate the Ace of Cups in this deck. So we also have blue, Madonna and mothering. And we have review and reflection, time out needed. Okay, so what I see here, it's very interesting here because I do feel like there's going to be new or renewed love. I feel like this new or renewed love is almost going to be some of you for yourself or some of you for spirit. Because we do have mothering, Madonna and mothering. See, I read all over the place. Sometimes things don't go in order for me. So I didn't pick that card up first for a reason. They didn't draw me to that first. So we have blue coming through, Madonna and mothering. So you do have a color that came through. So blue is here, which would indicate your intuition, but which would also indicate mothering yourself. as well as nurturing yourself, taking care of others, and really giving yourself. That's why I feel like for some of you, you need to definitely give yourself a lot more self-love. You may be spending a lot of your time and a lot of your energy on your priorities and what has to be done to live, and you may be neglecting yourself. I do feel that. We also have time out needed, reflect and review. So I do feel like there is some neglection towards your own self. Because with having authentic self here, who are you? This is your moment where you're figuring out who you are and who you want to be. So you must nurture yourself in that way. You can't put yourself down if that's not who you want to be. If you want to be uplifted, if you want to be light and you want to be the light for others, you must nurture the light within yourself. And I do feel like that's what is prominently coming through. I do feel like for some of you, you are going to be receiving some communication in love. And I feel like whatever happens within this communication with love, it's going to be more focused on you remembering to give yourself the love. Because I almost feel like this communication is going to be about reflection and reviewing of what has happened and what has transpired in your love life. So maybe you don't have a love life. Maybe you're like, well, Miss Machiste, who would be communicating with me? You need to start communicating with yourself. You need to reflect and review and communicate with yourself. What do you really want? What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you satisfied? Are you continuously trying to mother other people and leave yourself out? I feel like that. That's what I feel. I feel like you may be very much more empathetic towards other people than yourself. And when you do that, since you are not putting the energy onto yourself, that may happen and people may end up distancing themselves from you. So for some of you, you may be like, well, why, if I give all of my love to people, why are they not giving their love back to me? Why am I not getting the same love? It's because you must give your love to another, but also equally give the love to yourself, or else you are putting the pressure onto them. If you want to check out my manifestation series part 3 of how to manifest love, it's kind of going along with this message of how you may feel like you're giving out so much of yourself, but you're not receiving back. It's because you must start mothering your authentic self. Because if you don't give yourself love, you are not telling people how to love you. If you don't love yourself and if you are not giving that love to yourself, then you're relying on another person to give it to you. And that is, in retrospect, actually relying on them to change their free will about what you want to do or what you want from them. So the more you give yourself the love, the more other people will give you the love. So I feel like that is something that's needed to be said here. So if you're wondering why nobody loves you, take a look at yourself and think, do I love myself? You are a reflection of all that happens to you. So let's get 3 more. I definitely feel like new or renewed love is going to come your way out of this. Out of you deciding to put the love back into yourself, you will see the outside external world will also start putting love into you as well. Or external people. So we have leadership, answer the call. Card 8. We have orange, connection and attunement. And we have beautiful, I just said this, as above, so below. heaven and earth. I'm telling you, spirit is mirroring you. The way you treat yourself is how other people are going to treat you. So do you constantly put yourself down all day? Then you can definitely see that other people will do that to you. Other people will put you down because you're putting yourself down. The more you love yourself, the more you will attract that love. So some of you are actually light workers, starseeds that are meant to help others. A lot of us are, most of us are, but there's some sort of leadership role that Metatron is calling on to you to answer the call, to lead your life and lead what you want to do. So some of you may be a teacher or a spiritual teacher, a yoga teacher, a tarot teacher, an astrologer, a tarot reader, whatever the case may be, you are being called by Metatron to love yourself, to love spirit, and watch your life change. You have orange, attunement. Look at this. You have authentic self with blue, the need to mother yourself and nurture yourself. And then you have orange with attunement and connection. Because all you have to do is that. And you will be right in the line of the fire, passion, flame, energy that is going to bring you right in the same frequency as spirit. And then we have as above, so below. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this saying before, heaven and earth. This saying is, for me, as above, so below, is kind of like that the spirit's going to mirror you. I just said that before. And look, the tree is mirroring from the water. So spirit is going to mirror you. Whatever you give to yourself and whatever you put out there is what's going to come back to you. People call that karma sometimes. But as above, so below, heaven and earth, you know, we must come to the realization that we were made in the image of Source. We were made in the image of Spirit, the image of God, whoever you believe in. We were made in the image of them. So what makes us think we are not at the same powerful level? Yeah, we can't cause earthquakes and this and that and that. Maybe we can't. But maybe as a collective, we can. So the more and more people answer the call to spirit, the more and more we are all going to become into this connection and this attunement with this energy. But for whoever is watching this right now, answer the call. Spirit is calling you to teach others spirituality, to teach others how to connect with themselves. Answer the call to leadership. You are being called. You have the keys already. You see, this person has the keys. The keys are within you. You have the keys to do this. So as above, so below, you must understand that you are in the image of spirit, so you can create your own reality. Just as you believe that spirit is going to make things happen for you and God is going to make things happen for you, as above, so below is showing that you must come to the realization that you can make these miraculous things happen for you as well. It's not just them. It's us as well. Because we are all in the same connection. We are all on the same frequency. It's just a lot of the times you feel as though you're vibrating lower because you don't know who you are and you don't know where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. But for a lot of you, the first step is to put that energy back into yourself. Please watch my manifestation series because I really talked a lot about how to do all of this, and you will see your reality change. You will see spirit come to life in your reality. You will start seeing things in your reality that almost seem like magic. I'm going to get one more overall from Metatron because he just said to get one more overall, even though we just got another 3. So let's get one more overall, and then we'll get a Starseed Oracle. See? That's why. Look at that. So I just spent this whole video showing y'all how I read and what I do and how I don't take flyers, but if one ends up on the table, I'll take it. And it's one card. This is your overall. And Metatron is here this whole time listening to that. So it's very funny that we were just talking about this. See? It's just how it works. So here we go. Oh my God, of course. White. Purity and innocence. Spirit. Wow. So you actually got blue, white, and orange. So pay attention to those colors around you. So purity and innocence, they want you to come to the realization that you are all of spirit. With that angel wing. Wow, what confirmation. I was just talking about this like 3 seconds ago. Thank you, Metatron. That's why. Okay, so let me get a Starseed Oracle for y'all. And then we're done here. And I thank you so very much for being interested in my story and sticking around, being here, watching this reading. It truly, truly means so very much to me. I am going to go live on YouTube very soon and answer super chat questions. So I am going to be doing that. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm going to try to do it by the end of the year, but if I can't, I'm going to do it in January. So let's get a Starseed Oracle. I do spiritual readings. I just don't put it out there. So if anybody is interested in knowing your past, wanting more things from spirit, signs from spirit, I am just going to throw this in here as well. I do mediumship readings as well, using the Talking to Heaven deck and my intuition. Because I do feel like if you have heard what I've said in the beginning, I do have these premonitions of people almost, or when they will pass on, or people passing on. And I did have that dream with my grandfather. So I do feel very connected to the passed on other side. And like I said, that will be my next series, how to connect to the other side. So let's get it. One Starseed for my beautiful, beautiful lightworker Starseed subscribers who are watching this. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, be part of this beautiful channel, because I would love to have you here. Oh, you guys, it says Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yes. We are all connected. We are all able to support one another. You are part of a star family. I feel as though some people that I have met from YouTube, Instagram, I do feel very connected to some of you, and I do feel as though some of you are part of a star family of mine. You know, I don't really have that many, I mean, I do have a lot of subscribers, but, you know, it's not like hundreds and thousands and over that. So I definitely feel like a lot of you who have found my channel at the minimal subscribers that I do have right now, some of y'all are definitely meant to be here. So with this card coming out, Spirit wants you to call in support because your star family is waiting to help you. So if you've been feeling lost and you've been feeling like, oh, I just got called to another deck, y'all. All right, last one, Spirit, because this is a very, very long video already. I use this in the weekend reading, but they want me to put it in this one, so, okay. Like, last one, guys. Okay, so you have star family call and support. So you have spiritual support around you right now very, very strongly, and they're waiting for you to talk to them. Like I said, communication is here. Speak up and be heard. I do feel like communication will be coming in for a lot of you. I do feel like there may be some sort of loving communication that you need to give to yourself so you get loving communication from others. And as well as I feel like Spirit wants you to start talking to them a lot more. I talk to my spirit guides and angels all day. I probably sound crazy like I'm talking to myself, but I know I'm not, so it's cool. So here we go. Let's get a angel prayer for whoever is watching this. Okay. And we have, you are protected. And they just said call in support. So you have, you are protected. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light. Wow. So your spiritual team is like extremely prominently coming in through right now. Very, very happy that you have been here watching this. And You got Archangel Michael. He is our most powerful archangel. He is our protector. He protects the gates of heaven. He's the one who had that heaven, the battle of the angels with Archangel Michael. I have so many things I wish I could say. I have so many videos I wish I could put out and just talk to y'all. So I hope this was a good one, and I hope you guys got some insight and some clarity on your spiritual journey, as well as getting to know a little bit more about me. So I hope this made you feel connected to me a little bit more, somehow, some way, because I feel connected to each and every one of you. I see everything you guys write. I see everything that you guys are doing online and all that stuff. And I truly, 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 truly am extremely grateful. So thank you all for being here, and thank you all for watching. If you want to book private with me, you can book with me. Send me an email in the description box below. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter. We can interact over there as well. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all very soon. Bye now.